Welcome to CF 2.0 Geek Out.
Yay!
I'm Susan.
Andrea.
I'm Dan.
And we're going to talk about some just updates that have popped up the last week. And I forgot even what I captioned and titled this video to be because that was like an hour ago. But basically, just some things that we're noticing and also some places of support and things we're seeing ClickFunnels do. So we're just going to talk about all those things. Do you have any like housekeeping stuff that we need to do though, Andrea?
Just a reminder of events. So just if you haven't found it yet, we have our events page. I think probably the hottest thing. So the three of us got together and we're like, we identified 6 things by the end of the year each week that we wanted to do for geek camps. And one of those, we knew we were going to do membership 2.0 and membership 1.0, because I know that a lot of people are in this, like, which way do I go? We're in the in-between. We're still by and large saying 2.0 is not quite there yet. And so staying in 1.0 for most things, unless you can really tolerate the risk. So we rearranged stuff though, because we think that the thing that's the most exciting for people based on the feedback and stuff happening in the Facebook group is membership 2.0. So Susan's been killing it in terms of making stuff in there, learning a crap ton of stuff, and just like having a model and a framework. Dan's been doing his magic in terms of how do we like bend this thing to our will. And so I think we decided to push up memberships 2.0 to be able to help you guys with, if you are wanting to build a membership 2.0 experience. And the thing that we were just talking about earlier, which horrible marketing, I'm just going to do it, is if we are staying in 1.0 for the purchase event, which is what we're currently doing in Geek Out, and then how do we actually control access in 2.0 if we want to go there? Because we know that there's a little bit more flexibility for people in terms of the multi-level and all that good stuff. How do we solve that problem? So I think hopefully we'll have a solution today or tomorrow and be able to also share that on the class next week, the Geek Camp next week. So yes, so if you haven't figured out the Geek Camps, check those out. And then the other thing is that yesterday we went live and talked about themes. Even this morning, I was talking to Susan and Dan right before this, and we did one of our funnel hubs, and I didn't actually tell you guys this part. So as we were building it, yesterday we were talking about themes and the importance of templates and using theme pages, right? Or like the standalone pages and like pros and cons, right? So this morning we ran into it. So our about page is from a template. But then our homepage is from a template, but then about resources and products I love are from our standalone pages. And we kept going back and forth. I'm like, good idea, bad idea. Don't know. We're going to do one of each. And so we'll see. But anyway, yesterday, the Geek Camp that we did was all about themes. And so you'll understand, making decisions like that, at least we're well informed on the goods and the bads of those decisions. And so anyway, just wanted to A, say thank you guys for that session yesterday, and B, if you haven't checked it out, check it out because it comes down on Monday.
Well, I would say on what you just said there is, yes, you did that right. You used the existing home page, and then you use standalone pages, which you then connect to your site for your site pages when you're building a funnel hub. Yeah, that's exactly the best way to do it, because they're not really necessarily any templates. I mean, what you could have done is clone the existing home page and then used that, but it would have.
That was the decision we were trying to make.
Page anyway, and the only reason you would clone it is just to kind of keep the same, colors, maybe some images. They would already be in there, so it might be a little bit less work.
Exactly. That was exactly the decision we were trying to make, duplicate or standalone. I will also say, Susan, your tip yesterday about the easy access of the pages, doing standalone pages, I found it even easier to find the standalones than the duplicate of template thing. So anyway, it was,
awesome.
It was good. Yeah. So super helpful.
Interesting. Okay. Awesome. All right. So where should we start? So I guess the video on Facebook group, right? Or in the ClickFunnels official group.
Well, so what I'll just say here then, because what prompted this was over the last couple of days, I've seen in some of the groups, I've seen in the circle, because we're all in the funnel builder program, talking about will ClickFunnels be able to, give us better updates, tell us what's going on. And so there was some different messages about that. And well, then yesterday, all of a sudden they popped up and they said, oh, hey, every Thursday from now on, I forget exactly what time because they said 2 different times. So I won't quote a time right now. But, 10, 11 o'clock our time on the West Coast is when they're going to do it every Thursday, except this coming week with Thanksgiving, where Dave and Tyler are going to jump on here and just give us basically an idea of what's going on, what things are working, what things are not working, what's coming up next, what's been fixed, all that kind of stuff. So that's what kind of prompted us to say, okay, so we know that every week they're going to be doing this call on Thursday, but what else does ClickFunnels have available to us so that we can go in there and see what's going on, but also help docs and videos and stuff like that. Now, I'll just say it myself is for us personally, of course, our groups and our training is obviously the best in the world. And then, there's, of course, a place. And that's just me being modest. That's all. So.
Well, I think that there's differences, right? Since we brought it up, I think we see that, and we always knew when we even started putting training and stuff into our own groups, we knew that ClickFunnels was going to be coming out with help docs and tutorials and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, Dan, but for Andrea and I, the question was always going to be like, okay, well, we know that that's coming. So we don't want to go like obsolete as soon as that starts rolling out. So how do we make ours different? And for us, what we ultimately figured out is we like to use real world experiences. We like to use use cases. If you guys have ever watched any of our geek camps, it's really, we're gonna just go back to this because they're distracting. But if you watched any of our geek camps, it's us working through like either something of our own or a client something, and it's working through it. And then Dan, I know you provide like really in-depth tutorials and different ways of doing things than what we would get from the company. So
yeah, I've shot hundreds of videos. I have hundreds of videos on YouTube on ClickFunnels 1.0, and I never felt once that I was duplicating their stuff or stealing their stuff or stealing their thunder. I mean, none of that stuff, because it's just and no matter what, all three of us could teach exactly the same thing, and ClickFunnels could teach that same thing. There could be 4 versions of it out there, and people are going to resonate with one more than the other. And so more the merrier. And all it's about is really helping the people understand how to use the software.
I'm going to brag on Dan a little bit because he told me this story, and hopefully it's okay that I'm sharing it. But
if it's good about me, then yes.
It's very good about you. Dan told me not too long ago that sometime someone that works in ClickFunnels saw some other people that work in ClickFunnels watching one of Dan's tutorial videos on YouTube, and they were like, we didn't even know you could do that. So like ClickFunnels employees are watching Dan and what he can do. And I think that was so awesome. Okay. So back to this, we've got Dave and Tyler. I think both of you guys are in this, in our, at least the Geek Out group. Shout out to you guys. My thoughts on when I saw that you guys were going to be doing this, that Dave and Tyler were going to be doing this, on behalf of the ClickFunnels company, I was like, yes, more support, more communication. And that has been lacking a lot. And it was getting to the point where I was beginning to feel really frustrated that the only line of communication to the company was through the chat. It's not even a chat support, through the support, which is really just email, which is very delayed. And it's like, we'll get back to you within 24 hours, maybe. And it was feeling very, very frustrating that was like the only support, the only communication that was happening. So I'm really grateful that they are bringing out these weekly videos. I know that also we're going to talk about the other things that they're also providing for support that I really haven't looked at very much. But I think, Dan, you have looked into them more. So I'm looking forward to hear what your thoughts are on the other support avenues. So anyway, Andrea, do you have any thoughts of this initial like video and
Yeah, I mean, in full transparency, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I actually read through all the comments. There's 86 comments that happened on it. And I think they very much echoed what you said, Susan, in terms of like very grateful for just getting messages out. I will say, I think ClickFunnels is in a really hard position right now. And I don't, frankly, well, I know what I would do if I was in their shoes, but like I think they're in this tough position in that they're driving product adoption, right? And they're driving product adoption with a product that still is pretty buggy. And I think we've been really transparent about it in that if your livelihood depends on what you're doing, do not go to 2.0 yet. If you can take the risk and recognize that you're going to experience bugs and potential complete failure like moments, then do it, right? Like, but it is not a reliable platform yet. I 100% believe it's going to get there. I 100% think it's still going to be a category king and the best in the market. No doubt in my mind. But ClickFunnels, right, as they're trying to branch out to people who don't have the diehard loyalty that we have, right? We've committed on this path. I think they're in a really hard position as a company to convince people to move over, right, who are not ClickFunnels, like they bleed ClickFunnels, right? And so they're kind of doing this juggling act a little bit, you know what I mean? Of like, we don't want, people to all focus on the bad because they're building something incredible, right? And at the same time, we can't deny that there are things that are not good. I mean, if we hear about another domain issue, you know what I mean? I think everybody would be like, yes, So like there's significant things that are happening. So I can appreciate this really tough position that they're in. The only thing that I might say is I would maybe encourage them to go back to that Funnel Hacking Live presentation and use that as some of the narrative. Do you guys remember when I got like super crazy passionate about the future guy, right before they announced 2.0? Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
It was like, and I thought it was the most brilliant transition of
Mark,
I've ever experienced in my entire life. Yeah. If I was them, I would bring some of that language back. You know what I mean? To be like, let's just remember what we're all a part of here. You know what I mean? And again, I know that only goes so far, but like every now and then, like I would circle back to that big, like, you're a part of something really big right now, or like Catherine's blog post, you know what I mean? Like you're watching a tide rise right now, right? So like just come up from like the weeds a little bit, like remember those narratives, because those narratives are the things that are going to fuel this community through this tough transition. So anyway, I'll stop talking on that front, but that would be my only thought in that. Just an empathy of they're in really tough position. B, I echo what you said, Susan, in that I'm so glad they're at least communicating. And C, what both of you guys have said in terms of the how-to isn't quite what people are needing right now. It's like the no kidding what's happening in an application sense.
I 100% agree. I'm reading comments. I've been reading all the comments that are.
It has been a minute
here. Is that Warren? Sorry, I navigated away from the page. Is that Warren that left that last comment?
It is. And Madison said, I won the domain lottery. Mine updated in 24 hours. Yeah, nice job, Madison.
I think this is an interesting observation that I just put up onto our screen, covering Dan's face there. Sorry, Dan. Warren. So just that, I think that I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts on like why you think that is. Would Russell just kind of brushes off all the other features, like it does all this cool funnel stuff and it does all that other stuff too. Wonder if it's just that's not his wheelhouse and funnels are, and so that's what he's going to focus on whenever he's talking about it, and let somebody else come in and talk about the other stuff maybe eventually when it is actually like usable and ready for the masses. I'm curious to know what you think about that, either of you.
Well, I think for Russell, funnels and membership sites, memberships, courses, whatever you want to call them, for the monthly continuity, especially on the courses, memberships, those are the two things that he's, made millions and millions and millions of dollars off of. He hasn't made millions of dollars off of blogging, and he hasn't necessarily run Shopify stores and stuff like that. So, how excited can you be about something you've never really been involved with?
Yeah.
Very true. And like the funnels are the money makers, arguably. Like that's the most powerful thing that is included in this package of this business platform that they've put together, and are still putting together. It's the funnels that are the money maker. Everything else
they
is
certainly drive the traffic, they bring in the people, they
Right.
make the sales, but
Yeah.
you know, now he's pushing real huge on continuity. So whether that's a SaaS product or whether it's monthly sale of a $47 course, it's all the same thing.
Yeah. And I mean, it also could just be that, let's face it, the other parts of the all-in-one platform are not there yet. You know what I mean? So like, if we're going to promote the thing that like, what's our strong suit out of the gate, right? Like, I think he's loud about funnel hubs. I think he's quasi loud about funnels in 2.0. And yes, he's getting louder about membership, you know, continuity. So I think it's also smart, just in alignment with where the state of the product is right now.
Oh, Jimmy's dropping comments.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I can't read that right now. I gotta continue conversation. I'll
This
read
is
it when
really good. Well,
somebody else
Jimmy had he said, we hired a guy who's doing 1.5 million MMR in physical product sales to run out physical product side. That's awesome. He's a wizard, but also very granular, in particular in what needs to be included and what's additional fluff. That's amazing. Fantastic. Is it me, or has Russell himself been pretty quiet? Oh, so if you do follow, so this is me, feel like a creeper. Yes. And Jimmy said, I think so. Warren, or Nathan, to your point, I think the reason why he's been a little bit quiet, at least on his social, is that I think he's vacationing with his wife. So
Yeah,
I think,
saw that.
and well deserved. Yeah. So I think that's probably why.
Busy year.
Yeah, exactly. Busy year. And then, yes. And for anybody who is an affiliate with ClickFunnels, the next affiliate and the next challenge is all around memberships, we've heard. So we'll probably do, and Susan, I know you and I haven't talked about this yet, but we'll probably do similar to what we did with the first 5-day challenge, where we'll do kind of the after hours events. And so we can deep dive into, if he gives us one pagers or things to do, we'll be right there with them. And hopefully we can add our own geek mods and geek awesomeness to it. Yep.
Yeah, next loud thing is going to be memberships, courses, and communities. That's
Who did
exciting.
Does that mean a Circle.io integration that works, Jimmy?
Who did that comment come from?
That's from Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, we've heard that the next big what a challenge thing is going to be memberships. We don't know that for sure. We've heard that, but we don't know that, so don't quote us on it.
Integration.
Awesome. Okay. All right. We're gonna focus back in. So okay. So David and Tyler are going to be doing these videos weekly in the ClickFunnels official group. We totally love that and support that. Hopefully, I mean, they did talk about how they were going to be giving updates. Okay, full disclosure, I didn't watch the entire thing, but I did watch most of it, and I never saw any updates. But maybe that's just because it's the first one. So hopefully in the future, I don't know, Dan, did I miss updates that you saw when you watched the whole thing? Mm-hmm. It was more of like,
yeah, I mean, maybe.
Down,
the only reason I'm saying maybe, there was a bunch of other stuff that they talked about that I was already aware of, and so I didn't think it was an update. So, but for many people, it might have been.
Okay. But speaking of updates, what is also happening, and I'm going to switch over to this tab, is they are going to be doing weekly updates in this format. And this is in, actually, I don't know how to get this. So we got ClickFunnels 2.0, documentation dashboard announcements. I actually don't know how to get to this. This is just a link that I've been clicking on. But I'm assuming this is in the help area in the ClickFunnels 2.0 accounts. Is that right?
Can you copy the URL, Susan?
Maybe we should. Well, I mean, yes, but I mean, for people in the future that they want to go find the updates themselves, I want to know how to navigate to it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, yeah. When we're done with this, we'll drop a bunch of links in the comments below the video.
But I think it does. I mean, it does beg the question. So, like when we're in 2.0, I know that there's, like the thing over on the left. You click on it, then you get the thing over on the right, which gets you in touch with the support. I don't think that help is contextualized, from what I can tell. Have you guys had a different experience? So it is just getting into the base unit of help docs.
All right, here, I've got this pulled up now. So when you're in your account, they go through this on this video too. If you guys just go to this video and watch it, they walk through like all of this. But you go to the help down in the bottom, check out ClickFunnels 2.0 help docs and training. Click here. And then I think what Jimmy's saying in the comments is just search for updates and you'll find them.
Got it.
Boom, there it is. So there's that one. So everything help related in documentation form is located in this Knowledge Hub area that I got to from this link down here. And since we're here, I'll just say this is how you go and send them messages when you need to do that. And then the other thing is they mentioned the ClickFunnels YouTube channel has a bunch of tutorials on it. I think that they can be helpful, but they're going to be like very basic stuff, right? Is that your feelings on that, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah, they all seem to be quite short. I mean, there are some that are longer, 10 minutes long or something, but many of them that they're shooting are like 60 to 90 seconds.
Yeah, and they might
how to put a shadow around a text element or something like that. It's they're putting out a lot of them.
Yeah. So it's going to be those things that are going to, like, if you want to know how to use the actual settings and stuff that they've given you, it's going to be those kind of tutorials.
Got it. And I think it's very much in like the how-to vein when you're reading a how-to article.
Yeah. All right. What else? Do we want to come back to this and talk about any of the things that are on here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of read through that document. It's there's a lot of stuff in there. It's most of it, it's about basically we fixed this bug report, we fixed that bug report, that kind of stuff in there.
Okay. There wasn't anything major. So I guess if you've been having a particular issue, then come check out this document and read and see if they've addressed it or not. Some of it is going to be like a lot of stuff that we're like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Right.
But if you're looking for like, here's some bug fixes, the next step button and split testing. That's really the only thing. I haven't even like looked at analytics yet. I haven't even run any traffic to a funnel yet.
I've just dabbled. I think the most interesting thing that we still don't really have an answer for is it does seem like they're picking up on like IP addresses of cold traffic, prior to them entering email. And so, but it doesn't quite reconcile between that seems really cool, but what can we do with it? Right. To then, So that's the one thing that's for me, kind of an outstanding mystery of, I think this is going to be really cool, but I don't really know how to use it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stuff there for courses, I would be curious what they mean by these.
Right. What do you think is an improvement? Yeah.
What is improved classroom view in courses?
Right.
I don't know what is a classroom view in a course. So, this report here, I think, is of limited value because you don't really know what these things mean.
I think the only thing maybe you can decipher is that, to your point, Susan, if you had a bug, come and look at it. And then 2 is they're doing stuff. They're fixing stuff, which is awesome.
And then the other thing that, let's see, Dan, you sent me this link. Is there something you want to say about this?
Well, before we go to that link, go back to, you had the tab open and you closed it so go back into your ClickFunnels account.
This one here?
I don't know.
Here.
Okay, so here, so you browse there at the top or you search there at the top for update. If you go down the left-hand side, you can also, scroll down to the bottom there and click those pluses and open that up. There's all kinds of different, I do believe those are all different trainings if you click on them.
There we go. Ones that actually have stuff in them now.
So if you click on those, I don't know quite where they're going to take you. Okay, so they're going to take you here. And so what happens when you click on one of those? Does it just give you a help doc? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's sending you a help doc. Okay. So that's how you can get into their help docs and you can search in there and you can do all that. And if you go back now to 2 clicks, you can scroll up to the top and you got your ClickFunnels Academy right there, which I think also takes you to the same place as the live training, I would think.
It takes you into the
Okay, so here you can sign up.
2.0.
So here you can sign up for ClickFunnels Academy for either 1.0 or 2.0. And then also if you go back to where you were, or go back to the other tab.
Sorry, I'm reading comments. Is that Jimmy?
Go live training. Yeah. Go live training on the top right.
Live training on the top right. This one here.
Yeah.
Wasn't very top. There we go.
There you go. And so this is their weekly. So they got like a weekly Q&A call. And every week I've noticed has kind of been different. Some weeks it was Monday through Thursday. This week it was Tuesday through Friday. Next week it's going to be Monday through Wednesday. And so you can join them 9 till 12 Eastern time. And then they also do some calls in the afternoon about more specific things. And I don't know if those subjects change every week or if the times change every week, but just come in here and check them out. I was on one with Tyler yesterday. He went through basically everything you need to know regarding the page editor. And I've been on the other morning calls, and it's like I said, it's just basically it's Q&A. You got a problem, you got a question about anything 2.0 related, just jump on that call, and 3 hours of live. And when I was on there, I mean, I swear to God, there were more ClickFunnels employees than people asking questions.
Well, okay,
so somebody on there will answer your question.
Yeah, I have to say something about that. So I can't express, like, this is the reason why I am loyal to ClickFunnels, right? So, like, again, I have worked with a crap ton of SaaS companies around the world, right? And one thing that they're always trying to do is to reduce the number of people that have to engage with their customers and automate everything, right? Help desk, contextual help, like overlays, onboarding, 5 million steps before you can get an actual human on the phone if we actually have that service, no customer support line, right? Like, this is the push in every single software company I have ever worked in, right? Or worked with. The fact that ClickFunnels is willing to dedicate this amount of resources, now again, it might be a little self-preservation, right? So like Rosie close her glasses off, I understand that, but they are not obligated to do that. There is plenty of precedent for a SaaS company to get over what they are experiencing without having to do that. And again, true to ClickFunnels form, they're throwing a crud of a ton of resources our way in the form of actual humans to provide actual human support. Like, that is above and beyond, and again, a testament of like why I love ClickFunnels. Like, this is not a normal SaaS company practice, and I just have to commend them for doing it. So even though it might not be exactly what we need, maybe it's not exactly the help stuff, but the fact that they're throwing resources at it, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal.
When you look at the schedule here, there's literally something every day of the work week that you can attend and go learn and get help. And then down here, I didn't even come down here, come build a funnel in 2.0.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Watch experts build. So
yeah. They need to do a Twitch channel. No, but okay. And Jimmy said, okay, so this was what I was hoping. So I love that you said this, Jimmy. And he said XP storytelling, which you're speaking my language. And I don't think that's extreme programming. I think that means it is experience analytics. But anyway, so this would be cool. So basically it's like the IP can be tracked, but at the moment that they give us their email and phone number, or sorry, email and name, then the history can come in, right? Which is awesome. And then the next comment too, sure, Jamie, absolutely. You guys make it easy to support. So it's awesome.
David just showed up. Shout out.
Hey, David.
He says you're talking about my dudes. I just put in the comments. Yeah, well, we were talking about you earlier. Got you pulled up here, Dave.
Yes.
Just since you're here and you just showed up, we just wanted to say thank you for the support that you're giving to the ClickFunnels community. We really love it. We love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had one tab left, and that was the feedback tab.
That was this feedback. Up here.
No, the one over to the left. Well, you can maybe that'll take you there too. You had a tab open at the top of your page in your browser.
Oh, yeah. Actually, let's see. Does that take you there? Feedback. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's how you get to this page. And
Dan,
go
are you
ahead,
still
Dave.
bartering for votes on some things?
what?
This is where we I'll vote for yours if you vote for mine.
Well, so
Now, which things do we need to highlight right now?
well, just let people know. So obviously these are all basically feature requests on this board here. And so if you thinking to yourself, oh, it'd be really nice if they did X, come here, see if somebody's already asked that question, see if somebody's already asked for that upgrade, and then you can +1 it. So if you just open up one of those, well, actually, can you just +1 it from here just by clicking on?
Well, it's asking me to sign up for something, which I've never had to do before.
Can you open it up?
Open it up.
I mean, just click on, yeah. So now go up to the top and click on where it says 40.
Yes, I still have to log in. I thought like before it was just me being logged into my ClickFunnels account was enough.
Me too.
So I'll have to see.
Yeah, I've never seen that before either.
And what's Canny? It must be like an aggregate of social. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to make a prediction. Let's see. Okay. So do you guys remember where we stumbled upon the single sign-on thing?
What are you referring to?
So we were experimenting one day and we had referred Dan Havey's cat needs to go out. That's what I'm guessing is happening. So we were experimenting one day. Here, let me open it up. And Susan, do you remember we had discovered some place where it basically suggested that we'd be able to use third-party authentication?
Oh yeah. Where did we see that?
Where did we find that?
We're gonna go find
it. Which would be so amazing,
Wait,
right?
What are you predicting?
No, the connection I'm trying to make is I wonder if that same Canny tool, I'm not familiar with that, is the software that they're using for the third-party authentication to allow for all social authentications instead of just one-offs. Like I wonder if Canny is like a middleware or something.
Like because I'm logged into my ClickFunnels 2.0 account, I shouldn't have to log into this thing to use it. This is how it was functioning.
Yeah, that you shouldn't. Okay, it's called okay, there is. It's canny.io. And it looks like it is a it looks like yes, it handles single sign-on. I wonder if that's I'm just sorry, getting super nerdy, but I wonder if that is the oh no, geeky. Susan, at some point you have to show the Venn diagram that you and your husband shared with me.
Oh, I will. I'll post it in the group.
Fantastic.
Venn diagram of what a geek, a nerd, and was it a dork? I don't remember what it was.
Yes, a geek, a nerd, and dork. Yeah. I think those were the three and the difference. It was so funny.
I'll share it.
Okay.
Did you find that setting that we discovered the other day?
Canny.io looks like it is what the feedback page is built on. Oh, okay. So maybe it just handles feedback and it's not the single authentication. Yeah.
All
right. I got excited about the single authentication. That would be amazing if they do single authentication via social. That'd be amazing.
But for some reason it wasn't letting me just be here and click on things, which I haven't experienced before. So maybe I just need to close everything and access it from my account. I don't know. But you should be able to just come right here and up. I don't know what to call it. Arrow up the ones that you like. The ones that you want. Obviously there's the 3 different categories. We've got in progress means like they're already on it. They're working on it. It's good. It's just a matter of time.
Your integration at the top. That's great. That's awesome. Please, everybody upvote that.
And then
just the API with Active Campaign. Is that on there? Can we vote for that?
Which one? What?
The API for Active Campaign.
I don't know. We have Active Campaign integration though. Over
here. But it's only at 40 votes, and we got 60 over there on the top right.
You got to get in and up that one.
Come on. I'll barter for votes. I'll vote for yours if you vote for mine. Active Campaign.
So, and then planned, obviously, like to me, that means they're gonna, like, it's past the review. It's something that they have planned, but it's just a little further out than the things that are actually in progress. So
the thing that's interesting though, right? Like if we look at a software development, yay, Madison, thank you. I love you. So if we look at, Dan, you can let yourself in.
Vote.
I can't let myself back in.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, but this is where it's interesting, right? So in a normal software development process, right, you typically do like 2-week sprints, and basically you have a backlog grooming session, and then you decide what requirements come into that 2-week. You're supposed to clear out that 2-week and then bring in the next set of requirements, right? Like that is typical agile framework, right? So in progress, one of my thoughts is like, is that like a wasted vote, right? Like, is in progress mean it's either been scheduled for a 2-week sprint or it's in a 2-week sprint? Because if it's in a 2-week sprint, it's a wasted vote. But if it's been scheduled for a 2-week sprint, which typically most companies don't schedule out more than, like a 6 months max in terms of their dev cycle. Usually though, it's like 2 weeks at a time, and maybe you have like 2 weeks prior, right? So then I'm like, okay, it's in progress mean it's in a 2-week sprint, so therefore it's a wasted vote. Planning means it's like on the docket for potential consideration into a 2-week sprint. So these really are the ones where like, if you're going to spend your voting power, right, like focus there. And then under review is kind of like, good luck, hopes and dreams. Let's try to get it into, you know what I mean? Like into the plan.
I think Nathan has a point. Like, you don't have a limited amount of votes, but I think if you are like limited on time, you're like, okay, I'm just going to get in here and I'm going to look, because these lists are pretty long. Maybe not so much. I mean, they're loaded more. Okay. So maybe not so much the in progress one, but I think definitely some of these other ones.
Yeah. To your earlier point, Nathan, is what I was trying to refer to, is like, if I was going to spend time in here reviewing like what's in here, I'd probably spend my time in planned.
And and then they might prioritize based on the number of upvotes. So it would be worth it to add, like CRM has and domain set up homepage to a funnel instead of a site. Yeah, like that's been a highly demanded thing.
Yay!
Yes. So okay, Dan, did you have anything to add to this? Now that you're back.
No, that was it. Well, Andrea was right. You guys must have been able to hear the cat crying in the other room, so I had to deal with that.
Okay, awesome. All right, did we cover? I think we covered everything that I had open.
Yeah, we had like 5 or 6 different things to show them, and I think we hit them all.
I think the biggest thing is memberships 2.0 with Geek Mods. Susan and I, we met with basically like the architecture of the Geek Mods community. So that's going to be rolling out. We're really excited about it. So far, we have almost 20 mods that we're going to roll out. And then Dan has another like gajillion. So that is coming next week. Woo! So exciting. So we're really excited to roll that out for you guys. And just as a refresh for those of you who have not heard the expression yet, a Geek Mod is something that we put on top of our builds or our process, or it could be a little bit of code, or it could be just something that makes the end experience better on top of the Geek stack, which ClickFunnels is one of the primary pieces of technology in the Geek stack. And so Geek Mods are ways to mod out. And then we are going to open that up to the community. So we have a crazy amount of really smart people in this Geek Out community. And just in the little bit of time that we've spent with you guys, each one of you probably have like so many Geek Mods that you can contribute if you wanted to the community. So we're looking forward to that. Will be an open and free community that everybody can contribute to. And so we're really excited about that rolling out, and more details on that coming next week.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you have an account into the Geek Out Zone, you'll be able to access that here. It will be a free resource, and that is where you will want to access it from when it is rolled out. We'll announce when it is, but you'll want an account. So if you go, I put a link into our comments in Geek Out, but CF 2.0 geekout.com/zone will take you to this where you can create an account. And then you were mentioning events. So next Wednesday, the 3 of us are going to be back to talk about membership. We're calling it CF Memberships 2.0, but it's courses. I mean, for those of you that aren't totally ingrained in the ClickFunnels world, memberships is what it was called in 1.0. So we're going to be talking about how to build essentially this and the pages that go with this and the courses.
Can we make a request, seeing that Dave and Jimmy may be on the call? And that is, can you please change the name to memberships from courses? Russell calls them memberships. Just please change courses to memberships if you could, please. And then also choose either modules or sections. Doesn't matter to me. Just call them the same thing in every place, not not sometimes sections and sometimes
Very
modules.
confusing.
If you guys
that would
wanted
really
to adopt
help
our, yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys wanted to adopt our naming conventions, we'd be happy to give them to you.
I just thought those two simple fixes would go a long way. I think.
agree. I agree.
Okay, so Wednesday's Geek Camp. We'll be back next Friday.
Mhm.
We have Thanksgiving for the US in the middle here, so we will not be doing anything that day.
Mhm.
And then I think the last thing, let's see. Oh, Dave was
Really,
on
David?
the
Did you see David's comment? David, you
on
just
the
made my day, sir. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you. Thank you. Who was it here in the comments?
Madison asked.
Nathan said, can we take a look at the new form option? It's on the homepage of CF 2.0. So is this the homepage you're referring to, or is there a different homepage for 2.0 specifically? And what form are we talking about?
Yeah.
Form options.
Yeah, I think this
on
is
the
2.0
homepage of
page.
CF 2.0.
Is this what you would think of for the CF 2.0 homepage?
Sorry,
Well, I don't
homepage as in dashboard. Oh,
Dashboard.
when you're logged in. Okay.
Cool. Let me pull that up.
And when you say form options, like what they're using for survey, or just like form as in like two-step order
Oh,
form?
I
or
see
one-step
it.
order
I
form?
see what he's talking about.
Okay.
Okay, we're on the dashboard. Scroll
yeah.
all the way to the bottom. We have payouts, which I don't
Mhm.
mean to click on, but there's payouts and forms. Add a new form. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me back up. So it says forms are whatever you want them to be, but you should update the description of them in the local file. So you can create a name. You can move less important fields to this side. You can also
So
create
here's my thing. All right, sorry, you're gonna get me up on my soapbox. Susan's smiling. She knows what's gonna happen. I'm so sorry. All right, let's talk survey funnels, which I think is what this is intending to be. Would you guys agree?
I don't know yet. I don't know what
have
this
no
is.
idea what this is.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Me
make
too,
any
David. Thank you.
at this point.
Please provide the details of the new form you'd like to add to CF 2.0 Geek Out. This is an alternative style of form for settings. If you think this is the okay, so we've got two options. So the following alternative form style is also available. So I'm just going to stick to the top for now, and we're going to create a test form.
Let's do it. Okay.
Below are the
Nathan, I
details.
agree with you. That's what it's feeling like. Okay, so here's the problem. So what is the purpose of why we do forms? It's to collect data in order to effectively target that data in customer segmentations or email campaigns or tagging or access, or right, like that's why we do it. But right now, because the state of the CRM in 2.0 is not so good yet, right? To me, it's like you get your data all into a database that is not very usable. So it's the same problem that the current survey tool has, right? The form fields are custom variables. And so you have to use something like a Zapier in order to get it into a place where you can look at it in aggregate. Otherwise, it just resides on the customer level and you have to do an export, and it's like really messy data, and you have to like delineate the data in order to do anything with it, and it's not reliable. Like it's not very good. And so I use Typeform and everything because it is an actual survey tool that then natively integrates with ActiveCampaign, which is my CRM of choice. So again, one more example, I love the promise. I love the idea, just like I love the idea and promise of survey funnel, but if I can't actually see the data in aggregate or do something meaningful with the data in terms of intelligent targeting, it's not an effective tool. Again, will they get there? I really hope so. But right now, I think they're going to run into the same problem in that it's stuck at the individual level.
All right. So with that said, Andrea, this is obviously new to us. We have no idea how to use this. We have no idea what the capabilities are. We don't know what it's going to do.
We have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't throw it out yet.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
I am confused right now on how to use this. I don't know if you guys watching me click around and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Every one of these pages that I'm being taken to looks identical to the last one, and I don't know what's happening. So I think there needs to
Can
be
you
some
open up
learning
field sets?
and some
I'm
education.
curious.
Okay. So far, let me just back up here.
Okay.
Here's the form that I created. Going into that. Here is where we have field sets and submissions. So here's the form details. Here's secondary content. I don't know what that is, but field sets. I'm going to click into field sets, and then I have, they gave me one. I didn't create this. It just kind of gave me this. And now I'm on another page that looks identical to the one before it, where we have field set details, secondary content. And I have fields. So I'm going to click on fields, where I created a test field. Now we have field details. I labeled it test field because I don't know what that means, what my label is for yet. And these are the options it gave me. Label.
Keep going in layer upon layer.
What
are these fields on the contact record?
Well, I think you're like 3 or 4 layers deep now, is what it seems to me.
Yeah. Okay, so there's form, and then there's field set.
Why would you have an individual page for all of these?
Form, field set, then fields. So fields is 3 levels deep. I'm more pages than that, but as far as the form features goes. And then on the field settings, I've got label, I have field type, and I have allow multiple. And I have no idea what any of this means.
I think I know. I think I have an idea.
You have an idea, but you don't know, right? My point is, how's anyone going to use this at this point?
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea of what I think they're trying to do. Okay, let me share my screen, and you guys can tell me if you think this is craziness.
Click the button and you can share.
Okay. So if we look in ActiveCampaign, which is the form of reference, right? And ActiveCampaign has like lead pages, which technically would kind of be like forms, right? That have fields on it. And then you have a contact record that have this is a group. So to link it back to that, it would be a field set. And then each of these would be a field. And then as a sub on the field, you have the variables that are associated with that particular variable. So I wonder if it is them trying to go down the path of the metadata on the contact record, and the form has, like, I could pull any one of these variables into a form for that.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that it's going to be useful potentially, but right now it's not because we don't know how to use it.
And I'm very worried about it's following the same pattern that we've seen with ClickFunnels, in that it's like super nested.
I don't know what this means. Does this translate to anything you know of an ActiveCampaign?
No.
Okay. And then allow multiple.
That would be like per individual. Because like right now, one of the problems with ActiveCampaign is, let's say that like you come in, let's say I'm running a program and it's every month, right? And I want to know, the same thing every month. Well, right now I either have to create a new field, right, in order to track that, or I have to just override the last field. So maybe what this does is it actually allows for an array of data where it's the same field type, but it is multiple entries on that field type.
Okay, I'm going to look at options just because we haven't looked
Nathan
at it.
said he couldn't find any elements with the editor for it and any way to display it. Well, that just sounds like a giant tease, doesn't it, Nathan?
So I don't know what the point of the option was. It would just let me name it, and that was that was my only option for the options. So I think that maybe they shouldn't have put that down at the bottom of our accounts yet.
I like that's what Warren just said. I wonder if it's an accidentally released feature. I think it might be.
It kind of seems to be their MO.
Yeah. Maybe there's running some kind of experiment though to see like who stumbles upon it and can they figure it out? Is it worth it to build the rest of the way?
They're throwing it out because they know that we're gonna find it, or someone in the community is gonna find it, and then we're gonna try to figure it out, and then they're gonna use our confusion to make it better.
Yes,
that's how it goes. Okay, So bottom line is we don't know what this is going to be like or how to use it. So don't go use it yet.
It is exciting though. I mean, again, I think there's so much hope for the CRM. I mean, I'm not jumping ship from Active Campaign for a while, I don't think, but I like at least if that is true, I mean, that's one of those key things that we would have to have.
See if there's any, I'm just checking, like, is there any other things that
I know, right?
somewhere
Easter
there's
egg.
Easter eggs to find things and
right.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you guys discover something in your accounts that wasn't there before, like come and post about it so we can all look at it and figure things out together.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think that wraps that up. Next Wednesday, Geek Camp in the CF 2.0 Geek Out community. If you are not in the group yet, we're streaming this to YouTube and a dance community. So if you want to come and watch that live, come Wednesday at whatever time our events page says.
And it is on Wednesday, not Thursday because of the holidays. So just as a reminder.
Normally, thank you. Normally it's Thursdays, but next week it's Wednesdays. So
yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Bye.